Hi, I'm Lionel on Musical Basics, and I've decided to do this beginner piano tutorial because I looked online and I saw a bunch of these different tutorials for beginners, and I don't think they do it the right way. I think if you're gonna learn piano without a teacher, okay, you have to learn with sheet music. So I've actually created sheet music specifically for this lesson. So you can go into the description, download the sheet music, print it out or put it on your iPad, and have it on the piano in front of you while you watch this video. And this is gonna do so much wonders for you to learn piano very fast, because the piano has 88 keys. It's a huge number of notes and it's very overwhelming at first. So the reason why we need sheet music is it helps break everything down. It helps organize them into these sections that will really make learning piano so much faster. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin. There's 88 notes on this piano key bed, right? So starting from the lowest note to the highest note. We have to start somewhere, so we don't want to start all the way up on the edges. Let's start with the middle. This is middle C, also known as C4. The reason why it's 4 is because there are a total of 8 C's on the piano. This is C4, C3, C2, C1, and then C5, C6, C7, and C8. So all these are C's, and they're the same note, which means that the only difference between them is that this C is higher than this C, but it's the same note. Okay, so let's teach you guys how to read sheet music. So these are the clefs, okay? The treble clef and the bass clef. And the difference between these two is that the treble clef is used for your right hand, and then the bass clef is used for your left hand. The point of sheet music is to tell you which hand to use to play which notes. So anything that appears above this line in this top section is going to be for your right hand. And so the first note we will have is C. Okay, this is C4. If you notice here, we have the C4 for the treble clef. And then for the bass clef, we have the same note. So notice how they're in different locations relative to their clef. The treble clef is just going to span the top range of the piano, whereas the bass clef is designed to span the bottom range. So that's why this middle C is at the bottom for the treble clef and at the top for the bass clef. So that way you learn how to separate the entire piano into two halves. That's how you separate them into the treble clef and the bass clef. So because you've never played piano before, I want you to get familiar with just the whole piano. So we're gonna do this quick jumping exercise. We're gonna go from C4, okay, to C5, okay? Okay, so you don't really have to see exactly where these notes are lining up right now. Just kind of follow my hands and play the same note. Okay, so this is C6. All right, and then we go all the way up to C7. Okay, and there's actually one more after that, but there's too many lines here. So as you notice, the more higher you get, the more lines come up, because there's not enough lines here to denote all of the notes distance, right? So there are ways in sheet music notation make this look a little bit more legible so that you don't have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines every time. Okay, but we'll get into that later. So with the left hand, we start with middle C, and then we go down to C3, and then we go down to C2, and then we go down to C1. Now you kind of know, okay, where all the C's are. So that's a good starting point. And now let's truly dive into learning the notes. So there's a total of 12 notes between every octave. So from here you have, that's 12 notes in between. But we're only going to focus on 5 for now to start with, okay? So starting with middle C again, you have here the first C, and then using your thumb, right, to press the first C, use your index finger to play this next note, which is called D, and then E, F, G, using your third, fourth, and fifth fingers, okay? And then with the left hand, you'll notice how this is a little bit lower now. So we're gonna jump from this C to this lower C, which is C3, okay? And so now we're gonna play this C with the pinky. Okay, pinky on the left hand, then D with the fourth, E, F, G. So 3, 2, 1. Now you kind of know how to play this very simple sequence with both hands. So let's move on to the next page. Now we do it together, okay? So yes, I know I'm going a little bit fast, but you can always rewind and do this section again. So put your thumb with your right hand on the middle C, and put your pinky with your left hand on C3. So you go. Okay, it's just the same as before, but with both hands together. Okay, and now measure 16. We go from this C to this higher C up here, right? And with the left hand, you go down to this bottom C. Okay, and then we just do them together. Okay, and then one more time, go up to this higher C. It's the same note. And then from this one, you go all the way down. So you see here, it's a lot of lines here, but don't worry about that. Just make sure you're getting this last note here with your pinky on your left hand, and then follow along. Okay, so that basically shows you how all of these notes, right, they're the same, just in different octaves when you go up and down the sheet music scale. So it's going to take you a while to learn exactly the sheet music, because if you notice here, like every single of these spaces or these lines correspond to a different note. So once you kind of learn that and have an intuitive grasp, then reading sheet music will be much faster. And if you can read sheet music quickly, then you can learn how to play piano extremely fast. So that concludes the first lesson. I hope you guys found this helpful. And let me know in the comments section down below if you think I'm going too fast or I'm going too slow, or if the sheet music that you're downloading is helpful or not, okay? All right, good luck, guys.